Welcome back. We are diving straight into the fire today. It is AWS NBA Rivals Week, which, usually means tight games, last second shots, all that stuff.
Yeah, you expect everything to be down to the wire.
But looking at the stack of research we have here, game recaps, stats, some deep reporting, the real story isn't rivalry. It's a massive divergence.
It really feels like the season is splitting in two, doesn't it? We're at that midpoint,
Yeah.
and this is where you find out who's for real.
And for this deep dive, we're focused on two of the biggest franchises, right? The New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers. And honestly, reading through this, it feels like two completely different realities.
Oh, it's night and day.
One team is just rewriting its own history books with pure dominance. The other is drowning in spreadsheets.
It's such a huge contrast. You've got the Knicks on the East Coast just obliterating teams, and then out west you have the Lakers staring at second quarter data like they're trying to defuse a bomb.
That is the perfect way to put it. We'll get to the Lakers' home math problem in a bit and why that trade deadline makes it so urgent. But we have to start with the main event. We have to talk about what happened in New York.
The Battle of the Boroughs.
If you can even call it a battle anymore. We're looking at the Knicks versus the Brooklyn Nets. I saw the score pop up on my phone, and I seriously thought it was a typo.
It looks like a glitch when you see it, right?
The Knicks won by 54 points.
54.
Let's just sit with that for a second. In today's NBA, a 20-point win is comfortable, 30 is a statement, but 54, that's not a basketball game. That's something else entirely.
It's historic. I mean, to put it in perspective, the old franchise record for the Knicks was a 48-point win. They didn't just break that record, they completely shattered it. At one point, they were up by 59.
59?
Almost 60 points. You could have doubled the net score at that moment, and they still would have been losing.
But, when people see a blowout like that, they usually think, oh, the other team just went cold. All right, you figure one team got hot from three and it just snowballed. Was that what happened here?
Not really. This was about suffocation. It was defensive strangulation. But for me, the real story here is that this is the Knicks' 13th straight win against the Nets.
13 in a row.
That's the key stat. A 54-point win could be a fluke. 13 straight wins. That's a hierarchy. That's dominance.
It totally reframes that whole rivalry. The talk about Brooklyn coming for the crown, the KD and Kyrie era. It feels like the Knicks just deleted that whole chapter.
They have. This is what you call establishing an identity. When you beat your quote-unquote rival by over 50, you're sending a message to the entire league.
Okay, but let me play devil's advocate for a second. I know people are thinking, come on, it's the Nets, they're struggling. Does beating up on a weaker team really prove anything?
That's a fair question. But the schedule doesn't wait. This huge win was basically just the appetizer. The Knicks roll right into a massive game against the Philadelphia 76ers for that Saturday ABC triple header.
Now that's a real test.
Exactly. And that's why the blowout matters. It's about energy. The game was over by halftime, so the starters got to rest the whole fourth quarter. They're fresh.
Whereas a close game would have them exhausted going into Philly.
Precisely. And we know the Sixers are dangerous. We'll talk about Tyrese Maxey in a bit. But you have to think this 54-point win changes how the Sixers are looking at this game.
You think it puts a little fear in them?
I think it puts them on high alert.
Yeah.
You can't scout a team that just won by 50 the same way. You have to account for their absolute ceiling. It adds a psychological layer to that Saturday game.
So the Knicks are flying high. Let's pivot to the other side of the country, though, because if New York is a party, Los Angeles is tense.
Very tense. High-stress mathematics.
We're looking at the Lakers and the fallout from the hallway series.
Right. For anyone who doesn't know, that's just Lakers versus Clippers. Same arena, different locker rooms.
And the Lakers lost 112-104. An 8-point loss to a good Clippers team isn't a total disaster, right?
No, not on the surface. And Kawhi Leonard came back for that game, dropped 24 points, so you could easily excuse a loss.
You would think. But this piece from The Athletic says, not so fast. The headline is, evaluating the Lakers by the numbers, and it gets very specific.
And very concerning.
They're obsessing over one thing, the second quarter.
This is where the analytics get fascinating.
Okay, break this down for me. Why the second quarter? Why is an NBA front office losing sleep over one specific 12-minute stretch?
Because it's all about the rotations. The first quarter is your starters, your best five. LeBron's out there, AD's out there. They're usually fine. But the second quarter is when you have to rest those guys.
It's the depth test.
It's the stress test for your whole roster. And the data shows the Lakers are failing that test miserably. When they go to those bench lineups, their efficiency just falls off a cliff. They're bleeding points.
The term net rating is all over this report. Can you just explain what that measures?
Think of it like points scored versus points given up for 100 possessions. Positive is good, you're winning those minutes. Negative is bad. The Lakers' second quarter net rating is bright red. They're going deep into debt every time their stars sit.
So they build a lead, and then the bench just gives it all back.
And then some. And the reason this is a huge deal right now is the calendar. The trade deadline is right there.
That's the context that makes this so scary.
Exactly. The front office is asking, can we fix this second quarter problem with the players we have? If the answer is no, you have to make a move. It's an audit of your own roster in real time.
So why not just, play LeBron more?
Maybe in the playoffs, but you can't do that in February. You'll burn them out. That's the trap they're in. And now they have to test these broken rotations against the Mavericks.
Luka's Maverick.
Luka Doncic is the last guy you want to see if your bench defense is a mess. He will hunt those mismatches all night long.
It's going to be fascinating. But here's the part that really surprised me. We have these two teams on completely opposite paths. But then you look at the merchandise sales for the first half of the season.
The business side, where reality doesn't always matter.
Who's number 1 and number 2 in the league for merch sales?
It's the Lakers and the Knicks.
It's almost funny. It doesn't matter if you win by 54 or if you're having a panic attack over your bench. The brands are just bulletproof.
It speaks of the loyalty of those fan bases. The Lakers brand is global. The Knicks are the heart of New York City right now. The hoodies are going to fly off the shelves no matter what.
Let's zoom out a little from New York and LA. The awards races are really starting to heat up.
They are, yeah.
We mentioned the Sixers. We have to talk about Tyrese Maxey. He has sprinted into the top 5 of the Kia MVP ladder.
Which is a massive jump. We knew he was an all-star, but top 5 MVP is a different level.
So is this just a hot streak, or is he for real?
I think he's for real, and the word they use to describe him is clutch.
What does that mean from an analytics standpoint?
It's the last 5 minutes of a game, scores within 5 points, that's clutch time. The pressure is at its absolute highest. And Maxey has been lethal in those moments. He's not just getting stats, he's closing out games.
Which brings it all back to that Knicks-Sixers matchup. You've got this suffocating Knicks defense against one of the most clutch players in the league.
It's the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. That's the matchup to watch.
I can't wait. Now let's look at the rookies. The Kia rookie ladder got a major shakeup.
A big one at the top.
Cooper Flagg, the guy everyone's been talking about for months, he's been passed. Con Nuepel is number 1.
Which is a huge development. Flagg is the highlight reel guy, but the report says Nuepel has the Hornets hive full of young talent thriving.
Is this just a case of good stats on a bad team, though?
It suggests the opposite, actually. That he's not just scoring, he's elevating the players around him. He's making the Hornets competitive. And voters love that. It's not just about flashy plays, it's about impact.
It's going to be a fun race to watch. Speaking of history, one of the sources mentioned we're coming up on the 20th anniversary of Kobe's 81-point game.
20 years. It's hard to believe.
I know. And it feels connected to what we're seeing now. We see the Knicks win by 54 as a collective machine. Kobe's 81 was just a singular force of nature.
He just refused to let his team lose.
Yeah.
And I think whether it's a team doing it or one player, fans just respond to that kind of dominance.
Totally. It connects the eras. Speaking of players fans love, the jersey sales list is interesting, too.
Oh, yeah.
Who's at the top?
Stephen Curry and Luka Doncic.
The old guard and the new face.
It makes sense. They're the most entertaining players to watch. They make shots that don't seem physically possible. You buy the jersey of the guy who makes you jump off your couch.
So bringing it all back home, we've got the central story we started with, the tale of two cities.
New York's dominance versus LA's anxiety.
Right. The Knicks head into Saturday looking like an unstoppable force. The Lakers head in just trying to figure out their rotations before the trade deadline hits.
It's really the story of the season so far. The Knicks know exactly who they are. The Lakers are still searching for an answer in the data.
So here's the thought I want to leave everyone with. The All-Star reserves are announced on February 1st. When you watch that triple header on Saturday, don't just watch the score.
Look a little deeper.
Ask yourself, is this the true ceiling for the Knicks? Is a 54-point win the peak, or is this just who they are now? And for the Lakers, can a spreadsheet actually fix their season before time runs out?
Can they crunch the numbers fast enough? That's the million-dollar question.
Because eventually you have to close the laptop and play the game.
No doubt. You've got to go out and win the minutes.
It's going to be a must-watch weekend of basketball. Make sure you tune in for that triple header: Knicks, Sixers, Lakers, Mavs. It's Rivals Week. Enjoy it.
See you next time.
Thanks for diving in with us.